A healthier, happier life begins here. Welcome to Mercy Moments, a podcast by Mercy Health in association with True Chat.
Did you know the name Urbana is actually loosely based on the Greek word for politeness? Founded in 1805 by William Ward, Urbana has been an important part of the long-term success of our country. For example, during the War of 1812, it served as the headquarters for the country's Northwest Army and has been home to several famous people, like frontiersman Simon Kenton, novelist Brand Whitlock, and sculptor John Quincy Adams Ward. And over the years, its companies have made everything from brooms, stoves, and leather goods to carriages, touchpads, and even aircraft-related components. Thanks for tuning in today. I'm your host for Mercy Moments, T. Allen Sealer, coming to you from Champaign County here at True Chat Studios in Urbana, Ohio. She has been the operations manager at the Champaign County Historical Society Museum and is now its director. Please welcome to the program Cheryl Ogden. Cheryl, welcome.
Thank you for having me.
So can you tell our listeners a little bit more about yourself?
Just the basics. I graduated from Urbana University in 2012 as a non-traditional student with a BA in history and a BS in education. Went on to obtain my master's in public history and started at the Historical Society in 2019.
So how'd you actually get involved in the museum?
The museum itself, there was an opening for the job. I had worked at Urbana University as well, so I decided to apply for the job. I've been living in Champaign County since 1994, so I have really fallen in love with the county, and it seemed a perfect fit for me.
So what exactly, or how would you describe the Champaign County Historical Society Museum?
We are an institution who is focused on preserving the history of the county for future generations.
So what are some of the types of things that individuals or organizations donate to the museum?
We've had a number of really interesting items donated. Among them are flour sacks that were decorated by hand and given to Brand Whitlock, who you mentioned in your intro as an author. Well, he was also the first ambassador to Belgium during World War I. And he instituted a relief program that sent flour over to the people of Belgium to help them survive through the war.
Interesting.
And that was one of the things that they gave back as a thank you. So we have those. We have a huge flag from the Civil War on our wall. We have the Spring Hills Jail
Wow.
in its entirety sitting in our museum. So we have just about anything you can look for, we have in there.
So how much space do you guys actually have?
We have 4 separate sections. I don't know offhand the square footage that we have. Our main gallery deals with the early history of Champaign County, from the Native Americans on through Simon Kenton to our current industrial exhibit. And then another gallery that is devoted to the agricultural history. And then we go on to another room devoted to the military history of the county. Upstairs, you can find our social cultural history section.
Can you name a few of the more interesting items that have been donated over the years?
We have the pistol that Addison White used during the incident in Mechanicsburg when he was escaping slavery.
Interesting.
Yeah. And we have my personal favorite is an album of tintypes, which are Civil War era photographs.
Wow.
That are what we would consider today a thumbnail.
Huh.
They're just super tiny 1 by 1 inch photographs. And it's all of the 95th OVI.
So who've been some of your more important donors?
I hate to sound cliche, but they're all important. We live on our donors. They are the heart and soul of our organization. As far as who has donated the most items, I would have to give that to Doran Wilson, who was a resident of Mechanicsburg, worked in the Mechanicsburg school system. We have so many items. When he passed away, he left us a large collection.
So what kind of items are we talking about?
Anything from a car to military uniforms to...
Was he just a big collector? Or
Yes, he loved history.
So how has the recent large donation by Franklin University affected the mission of the museum?
At first, it was scary. When you get almost 400 boxes of material and it's overwhelming.
So how did all that come about?
They contacted us, wanted to make sure that the history stayed in the area, and we were glad to accommodate them. Now our goal and how this has affected us positively is it has really forced us to reevaluate some of our collection procedures. And we've updated some. We are advancing our preservation techniques. So all of this has helped bring that change about, which is a very good thing.
So that brings up the next question. So how has the museum changed over the years?
We went from our inception as pretty much a cabinet of curiosities.
I see.
To actually an exhibit space, to telling the story of the county, not just showing that, here, isn't this neat? Isn't that neat? To actually connecting it to the people in the county.
So what would you say is your favorite item in the museum?
My honestly favorite item is the tintype album. I love looking through that. We have a couple of Medal of Honor recipients that are in that album as well, and we have a space where we honor them. But I just honestly love hanging around history and watching it evolve because it is constantly changing.
I would like to talk a little bit more about what is currently happening at the museum and any future plans that it might have. We like to take this time to remind our listeners that all of True Chat's podcasts help pursue a common goal: to educate people by providing honest, open, and respectful conversations and information. To learn more about Mercy Moments, listen to the recap at the end of the program. And to search for previous episodes or find ways to listen, please visit us at mercymoments.org. Welcome back. So just to recap, our conversation today has been about museums, medicine, and the moments in history. And my guest speaker today has been Cheryl Ogden. Cheryl, welcome back. So can you tell us a little bit more about the upcoming Smith photography exhibit?
Judith Borst Smith is a photographer, is from the county, and in 1989, she went around photographing old buildings that were in danger of being lost to history. In this process, she actually photographed more than she could handle, I think, for a book that she was doing at the time. So these were additional photographs and some from a book called Lost and Found History. And we are displaying those. They are black and white photos, mainly, like I said, of architecture. Some have a few people in it to kind of set the scene for the photograph. But it is going to highlight her work and tell about the places that were either lost or are still in danger of being lost to history.
So you guys aren't just taking in county-related items. You're, like you said earlier, you're taking a little bit of everything in.
We are, but we are focused very strongly on strictly taking county stuff in right now. We have a limited space and limited resources, so we really try to focus on the items that are Champaign County. So
the museum also has displays in other places besides the museum, like the fair, correct?
Yeah, we are going to have a display at the fair. We're changing it up a little bit this year. Usually we have a case with items in it. This year, we're not going to do that. This year, we have copies so that we don't endanger our original artifacts. We have copies of some of our scrapbooks, and we are going to take them out so it's more hands-on so people can look through at their own pace. And then we're going to have a video board with pictures scrolling through as well.
So what are some of the other initiatives that you guys are currently undertaking?
We are trying to set up a docent program at the moment. We like to have volunteers come in to greet the guests so that we can expand our reach. Right now, the volunteers that are greeting people who walk in the museum are also the ones that are helping with cataloging and preserving the artifacts. So it kind of splits their time, and we're hoping to kind of smooth that out with a docent program. And we are also switching past perfect platforms. We're going from a hard drive based to a cloud based for our cataloging system. So that's taking a lot of time. One of the other things we're doing right now is preparing for an industrial exhibit. The one we have currently, while we like it, it's always time to revamp and evaluate our exhibits. So
I heard you guys are also planning on adding a healthcare related exhibit soon.
We are pairing with Mercy Health, and we are going to have a case in the hospital that talks about the history of the hospital. We are going to focus mainly on the artifacts that the hospital already has, and then supplement with some of the pictures and information that we have and put it together for them.
So how did all that come about?
One of our board members happened to mention something to a friend of his who happens to work as a member of the staff at Mercy Health. And the two of them started talking, and they thought it would be a great idea, and we agreed. So we're moving forward.
Yeah, I don't know if they passed it on to you yet, but we actually have the original positioning book from when the radiology department was founded in 1950.
I think that's one of the artifacts we were talking about using.
So will this exhibit be at the museum or at another site?
No, this will be at the hospital itself. We do have a couple of medical related cases at the museum, but this is going to be off-site at the hospital.
So what about the Girl Scout program that's ending in July?
In July, they are having a day camp at Kaiser Lake, and they have asked if I would come and speak among other speakers. And I'm going to focus on some of the stronger women of Champaign County. Talking Grace Fern Heck, talking Alice Archer-Sewell James, those women and what they brought to this county.
Yeah, this year has gone fast as well. In fact, Oktoberfest is coming up pretty soon as well.
October 3rd. We're looking forward to that. That's our biggest annual fundraiser, and we really appreciate all the support we have received from the community.
And that brings up a good point. So how exactly is the organization funded?
We are funded through private donors. The county itself owns our property and pays our utilities. So it's not that they don't give us any money, and they are extremely supportive of us. But everything else, all of our expenses are paid through donations.
Well, you guys recently got the Ohio Cultural Facilities Grant, did you not?
Yes, we did. And we were very excited about it. Like I said, we're running out of room. We're a fairly small storage facility right now. So we needed more space for exhibits. We needed more space to be able to preserve our artifacts. And it's a $300,000 grant. We are going to need to raise at least $150,000 to be able to obtain that grant. But we are looking forward to it, and we have started the process on planning that.
So is your plan to expand the facility that you guys already have?
Right now we are looking at our options. We either want to expand or we want to redo the inside so that we make more room.
I see.
But right now we're still in the planning process.
So for those that don't already know, where exactly are you guys located?
We are at 809 East Lawn Avenue in Urbana, and we are open from Tuesday through Friday, 10 to 4, and on Saturdays from 10 to 2.
You guys also have a website, correct?
Yes, we do. Champaign County historicalmuseum.org.
And what about phone number?
937-653-6721.
So out of all those choices, what is the best way for people to donate?
Go to the website. We have a donate button for monetary donations. We have volunteer forms if you want to donate your time. And we have membership forms on there as well. And artifact donations if you want to donate an item.
A quick reminder, our goal here at Mercy Moments is to promote local resources, awareness, and involvement. Therefore, if you have any comments related to past episodes or have suggestions for future programs, please contact us at taceyler@mercy.com. That's capital TACEYLER@mercy.com. Again, I'd like to thank my guest today, Cheryl Ogden. You can listen to Mercy Moments on TrueChat via Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Stitcher, or anywhere else fine podcasts are found. For Mercy Moments, Mercy Health Urbana Hospital, and TrueChat, I'm your host, T. Allen Sealer.
And I'm Cheryl Ogden.
Thank you for listening today. Stay healthy, Ohio.